Happy 4th of July, everyone. Well, a good chance of rain in Iowa during the first half of the day today, but the second half actually looking pretty good. So let's go through hour by hour. Starting at 8 a.m. this morning, good chance of rain in the central part of the state. Still got to leave an outside chance in the far eastern part of the state and far western part of the state, but you can see a best chance places like Des Moines, Mason City. Activity trying to get a little bit closer to Waterloo as well. Now, most of this is going to be showers, weak storms. Could there be one or two storms, though, already that are severe? Yes, can't rule that out, but a little bit more concerned about this activity re-strengthening as it pushes to the east and we get some daytime heating to occur. So let's jump ahead to the late morning hours and notice that the activity shifting to the eastern part of the state, now more of an outside chance in the central part of the state, and very likely going to be dry in the western part of the state. And with our temperatures trying to climb up, we have a better opportunity now as this activity pushes into the eastern part of the state for there to be a couple of severe storms, but the timing is on our side. We're not at the hottest part of the day yet, so I do think we're still talking about mostly weak storms, regular showers, but we got to keep the chance in there for a couple of storms to overachieve. Really, it looks like probably through the mid-afternoon hours. But notice already at 2 o'clock, a lot of the activity already to the north and east and really transitioning to more isolated showers and storms by 2 o'clock. And then check out 5 o'clock. Not much going on. Now, I've still got to leave in the chance for some isolated showers and weak storms, but I think a lot of us are going to be dry 5 o'clock this afternoon. Now, look at the difference in temperatures across states. So because of the clouds and rain in the first half of the day, especially in the northeastern part of the state, that's going to keep temperatures down, which is a good thing. We're talking about highs in the mid to upper 80s. But meanwhile, look at Sioux City, topping out in the upper 90s. And everywhere in the state, it is going to be very humid this afternoon. So I do have to say, even though we may only be topping out in the mid to upper 80s, in the eastern part of the state, it is not going to be feeling that cool. It is going to be feeling like the 90s. And I tell you what, that 97 Sioux City, probably feeling like the mid 100s. I'm not going to allow 104, 105, 106 as far as the feels like temperatures go. At least it's going to be breezy across the state today. That's 20, 25 miles per hour. Let's talk about fireworks. And really, this is the best news because look at 8 o'clock. Maybe a few showers around Burlington. And then peak firework time, 9, 10 o'clock. Latest models say we're going to be completely dry across the state. Notice, fortunately, temperatures starting to come down once the sun goes down. We get 9 and 10 o'clock. The activity over to the north and east, but looking good. And even 11 o'clock, still dry. So I do think the chance of rain during fireworks is very low. And probably only in the southeastern corner state. It looks like most of those fireworks shows are going to be dry. So good timing there. The severe threat for really, it looks like we'll leave it in through mid-afternoon today. So an outside chance early this morning, probably the best chance in the early afternoon as activity pushes off into Wisconsin. So highlighting places with the greatest chance of severe storms, Mason City, Waterloo, Davenport. But even there, I still think most likely all we're going to see is heavy rain and lightning. But there is the potential that we could get a couple of storms overachieve and possibly produce wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, quarter-size hail. So we'll leave the chance for severe storms in through mid-afternoon, but after that, looks like severe threat going away until tomorrow. And yeah, it's going to be coming back. Now, 8 a.m. in the morning tomorrow, just some isolated showers and spots, nothing big. I do think probably the biggest story is still going to be the heat until we get into the very late afternoon. Look at noon. All those 90s showing up, and I do have to stress that for the eastern part of the state, it is definitely going to be hotter tomorrow. Look at those mid to upper 90s. It's basically going to be the same in the western part of the state, but for central and eastern Iowa, it's going to be hotter tomorrow. Very humid, no matter where you are in the state. So for everyone, we're talking about feels like temperatures, mid 100s. In fact, there could be a couple spots where we're talking about the feels like temperatures reaching 108, 109. I'm not going to rule that out. And not much wind in the western and central part of the state. It will be breezy, at least there's that. In eastern Iowa. And look at 5 o'clock. Here comes our next threat of severe storms starting in the western part of the state. And then that activity looks to spread to the east as we go through the evening hours. So still looking like a good chance for showers and storms 9 o'clock as we see that activity transition to the central part of the state. As we get later in the night, though, the chance for severe storms is going to be down. Right now, the latest models say we may not see activity in the Quad Cities tomorrow night until about midnight, 1 a.m. And if that happens, then the chance of severe storms awfully small. Some models get the activity in a little bit earlier, so a little bit of uncertainty in the timing. So as far as the severe threat goes, one thing that all the models are saying is a greater severe threat across the northern half of the state than the southern half. Still some uncertainty in how great that severe threat is going to be in the eastern part of the state. Right now, probably a little bit better chance of severe storms central and western Iowa. In general, though, definitely a better chance of severe storms tomorrow than today. Still looks like worst case scenario, wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, quarter size hail, heavy rain and lightning looking pretty likely. And unfortunately, though the chance is very small, can't rule out an EF0 or EF1 tornado.